What is going on, YouTube? I am Prepper Princess, the author of Living on Almost Nothing. If you are interested in purchasing my book, I'll go ahead and leave a link down in the description box below. Today, I want to talk to you about what keeps people poor. This is going to be a long conversation, and it's based on my own personal experiences. Now, everybody has a different experience, and everybody has excuses. Everybody. 100% of the time that I have spoken with anyone, they have an excuse as to why they're poor, and it's never their fault. Never. All right, so I guess we'll start with number one. And this is going to be honest, blunt, direct, and not polite. I'm not sugarcoating it in any way. All right, number one is ignorance and not wanting to learn. So, I learn new things about money every day. I've been doing this for 25 years. I'll never know everything. And I still learn different ways to save money, make money, invest money, everything else, all that stuff, because I'm willing to learn. So if I am ignorant on a subject that has anything to do with finances, I will learn it. No matter how dry and boring the book may be, I will go out of my way to learn about it. I will learn about real estate investing, passive income, dividends, ETFs, index funds, anything I can do to earn a passive income. I will take the time to learn about it and almost memorize it in a way. Memorize it in a way. That doesn't mean that I know it word for word, but I know it inside and out. And I'm not bragging when I say this, but I do have a high IQ, and that puts me at a bit of an advantage that I think that makes me want to learn, whereas people who may have a below average intelligence do not want to learn. Now, I'm not making fun of anyone who has a below average intelligence. The truth is the average intelligence IQ is 100, or it used to be 100. We're actually getting dumber. The average is now 98. In my IQ, I am technically gifted, but I'm on the dumb scale of gifted. Now, I'm not saying dumb. I'm on the lower end of the gifted scale. But this is something where even if you have below average intelligence, you still have the ability to read a book. The literacy rate in the United States is off the charts. So unless you have problems, and if you have problems reading, there's audiobooks. There's always something. There is something. And I think that the willfulness to stay ignorant on a subject puts people at a huge disadvantage. That's first and foremost. I guess number two would be debt. Any debt is bad debt. Now, you start out with college debt, right? That's usually where everybody starts. And then when you go to college, there's these credit card companies at the college offering you credit cards, and then you need a car to get to college, but you go and you finance a new car, and you just create a huge deficit to yourself. We live in a consumer culture where I in my opinion, I live a completely normal life full of excitement, happiness, family, love. I'm never bored. I'm always out doing something. But I am considered counterculture because I don't spend everything I earn and more. And people actually get angry at me for saving such a high percentage of my income. People get angry at me for it on my channel. In my personal life, we don't talk about money. Nobody cares. Nobody cares because the people that I hang out with, they're my tribe. They're the people that want to do the same things that I want to do. They want to go for an e-bike ride, go fishing, do this stuff. We don't want to go to the mall. That would be a huge waste of time to us in both of our opinions. Whoever it is that I'm hanging out with, that would just be a huge waste of time and money, and we don't want to do it. So no debt is good debt. None. There is no such thing as good debt. And I always get these people who feel so sophisticated. They think they're so smart. They have a house mortgaged to the hilt. Their car is on a lease, or they have a huge payment on their car. I don't understand. I can't get it. I can't understand that method of thinking. But no debt is the only good debt. There is no such thing as good debt. Even if you have a mortgage and you say, oh, I'm only paying 3% on my mortgage and I can invest the rest to earn a 10% adjusted rate of return. But are you really taking that difference and putting it in the stock market? Because statistics say you're not. There may be an exception or two out there where, yes, I am taking the difference in my mortgage payment and I'm putting it into a brokerage account. But statistically, you're not. It's like those people who get in the comments and tell you how you're eating so wrong and your diet's not good and you're not getting enough potassium or calcium or vitamin B or iron or phosphate or niacin or whatever it is. But statistics say that 7 out of 10 people are overweight or obese. So there's a 70% chance that the person commenting on how I should be eating does not know how to eat properly themselves. Or they know how and they just don't. When people tell me that I save too much money, statistics say 80% of the time, 8 out of 10 times, those people who are commenting those comments don't have their finances in order. So I don't listen to them. It's very important that you don't listen to broke people. And people who think that they're rich are typically hand to mouth. So show me your portfolio and then I will listen. So yeah, debt. Number 2 is taking on debt and being comfortable with it and just thinking it's normal. It's not. Number 3 is trading your money for stuff. Again, we live in a consumer culture where it's considered normal. And a lot of people want money and they want stuff. Well, sometimes you can't have both. But nobody seems to be able to understand the balance. You can't have both. You can't have stuff and money if you don't have the income to support that. So what do people choose? They choose stuff. And then in their elder years, when they're older, which they thought would never happen because older people never think they're going to become old. My 94-year-old grandmother was looking around the nursing home telling me how old everybody was, and she was the oldest one in the room. So yeah, I kind of lost track of what I was saying, but one of the main issues is, there it is. Okay, trading your money for stuff. Do you want money or do you want stuff? Again, most people want both, but their income doesn't support it. So I personally choose to have money instead of stuff. And the reason I choose to have money instead of stuff is because stuff doesn't make me money. My money makes me money. So if you take your money and you invest it in a dividend that gets 10%, if you guys want a dividend video coming up, that's fine. Or you want to invest it in an income generating property, paid in cash. But if you want to do that sort of thing, then you have to give up the stuff for the money. And people don't seem to be able to, the people who are poor don't seem to be able to make that that decision. They don't see it as one or the other. They just say, I want both, so I'll put it on a credit card so I can have my stuff and I can keep the money in my savings account and just make payments on it. But that's how you lose money. Again, that's how you lose money. So you buy a couch for $1,000, you put it on a credit card, and you don't have enough money to pay for it. So you're paying interest on the couch, and the $1,000 couch ends up costing you $2,000 in the end because you couldn't pay it off in time. So you just lost an extra $1,000. You got a $2,000 couch with the $1,000 price tag. So I would rather buy a cheap couch, take the extra, and I actually do invest it. And I've generated a passive income over time because it doesn't take money to make money, but it takes money to compound interest. So, for instance, when people say it takes money to make money, there is a seventh wonder of the world, which is compound interest, which does require money. But the best way to make money is to not spend it. The best way to give yourself an increase in income is by decreasing your expenses. And I've gone over that a million times on this channel. Million times. Getting rid of the cable and getting a Roku instead, and using less electricity, using a power strip, getting a used car instead of that's what this whole channel is about. But people who are poor don't seem to make the connection. The connection is not made correctly. Now, I will give you an example of somebody who traded fast food for what could have been a debt-free life. So I had a friend a long time ago. This is when I lived in my Arizona house and I had a roommate, and you guys saw me doing a lot of filming and he did not want to be filmed. We are no longer friends. I can tell you that right now. So when you, now there's all these people who say homeless people just need a chance. That's all they need. So I had a friend who was on the brink of becoming homeless. Like, he was going to be homeless within the next few days if I did not give him a place to live, and he could not afford rent, had no money for rent. He had back child support, and he only was able to keep what he made. He was only able to keep $1,000 a month because the court took money out of his paycheck because he didn't pay his child support in the past, and his exes had to take him to court to get child support. So then it's automatically deducted from his paychecks because he didn't pay his bills back then either. He was irresponsible then. But of course, he made himself sound like the victim, and then it's not his fault. He didn't have any drinking problems, no drug problems, nothing like that. I never even saw him have a single beer. So I think, okay, well, this guy's on the level, and it seemed like everything that he said was totally honest. And he was about to become homeless, and I'm like, I can't let one of my friends become homeless. That doesn't happen with me. So I told him to come and live with me for 6 months. And he always talked about how clean he was. And when we went to go move his bedroom was immaculate. And he moves in, and he couldn't save a penny. Even when he was paying rent in the place before, he couldn't pay his entire rent. And then he moved in with me with completely free rent, free food, free electricity, water, sewer, everything. Everything was free. He had his own bedroom, all free. Didn't have to pay a single penny. He could not save it because he increased his spending as soon as he was not forced to pay rent anymore. Do you know what he spent his money on? Fast food. All of it. He left after 4 months because we got into a heated argument when I had to get toilet paper out of his bathroom, and there was pee and poo all over the toilet. It was disgusting. He didn't clean it ever. In like 3 or 4 months. It was the grossest thing I think I've ever seen. And I was like, you can't ever let that happen again. And he moved out 2 days later because he didn't like somebody telling him what to do. So people who are given opportunities and they don't take advantage of those opportunities because they wanted stuff instead of money. Now, him and I had a whole plan. He was like, yeah, I'm going to save up. I'm going to do exactly what, that's a really good idea. I'm going to save up to buy a 1/4 acre of land for like $2,000, which at the time you could get one. And then I'll just live at your place until I can find a trailer, and I'll have it towed over there, and then I'll just move in. Didn't save a penny. And what ended up happening was after he moved out, he had to move into a place with people who did drugs and drank, and he had to pay a very large amount of rent. He had to get a second job in order to do that because he didn't take advantage of the opportunity that I gave him. I mean, he had his own separate entrance. He had his own bedroom. He had full use of the kitchen and living room. He had a TV in his bedroom, his own bathroom, everything. And he did not take advantage of that opportunity. So that's another thing that keeps people poor, is when they don't take advantage of opportunities. Another one is mindset. So there is a poverty mindset, and I think of it differently than other people, but there is a mindset that poor people have continuously, that it's so pessimistic. It is such a pessimistic outlook on life. Like, I have never had an opportunity pass through me. It was all their fault. Everything is their fault. It's never been my fault. It's not my fault that I didn't pay child support. It's not my fault that I don't make enough money. Well, it is. It kind of is. But it's not my fault I had 4 kids from 3 different daddies who didn't support me. Yes, it is your fault. There is such thing as contraceptives. But and that's another subject that we'll get into. But yeah, so the poverty mindset is people who just are so pessimistic. They honestly believe that even in the land of America, where a poor person such as myself can become a millionaire, lower middle income can become a millionaire over time. I have seen people come from the projects and become multimillionaires. I've seen people start their own businesses and make millions. And these people still say, it can't be done. I can't do that. And then they say, I have a disability. Look, there are blind people making a living on YouTube. Okay. There are people who have no arms on YouTube that make videos. No legs, they make videos. There are people out there with disabilities worse than you have that are making a killing, owning their own businesses, working on YouTube, making videos for extra income, and they are killing it. But there's always an excuse, 100% of the time. Well, I can't do that because. Always. There's always an excuse. The other one is, well, I don't wanna. Like a 4-year-old, I don't wanna. Well, I don't wanna do that. I don't want to work a second job. I don't want to work a different position in my company. Rocky, come here. Come here, Rocky. Come here, Rocky. Good girl, Nala. Good girl. That's my puppy. Yeah, it's my puppy. Come here, Rocky. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Yes. Good doggies. You'll have to excuse me. You'll have to excuse me. Good boy. Oh, you're such a good boy. This is Nala. Come here, baby. Say hi. Oh, you just got a haircut. You just got a haircut. You're so pretty. I don't want to work a second job. I would rather spend time with my family. What kind of example are you setting for your family? That you'd rather not work? With that poverty mindset, there's also generational poverty, where someone of the older generation just says, I don't want to work. I don't want to. Or I don't want to work that hard. So they don't. So what do they have? They have no money. And then that's what the next generation learns. We learn from our parents. We learn from our relatives, the people that we look up to. We learn from our mentors. Just by watching. You don't even have to teach them. They just watch, and that's what they learn. Well, this is the way life is. I'll never get ahead. I'll never be able to do this. People, I don't want to mow lawns on the weekends. I don't want to do Uber or DoorDash or get a job for like three nights a week delivering pizzas. I don't wanna. Like a 4-year-old. They have little fit. They have a little hissy fit. I don't want it. I'm not gonna do that. As if making money is too good for them. Or if they're too good to make money, making money is too good for them, as if they're too good to make money. Like that is beneath me. Like, really? Okay. And I've done some crazy jobs. I've done some stuff that was beneath me. And take it from somebody who just 10 years ago, in 2010, when my mom passed away, there was a layoff at my job the same week that my mother passed away. And I took unemployment and I milked it because I wasn't mentally well and I knew it. But a year and a half later, I got a job making $10 an hour, which was like, and it was hard work. And I stayed at that company for like 8.5 years. when I started at 10 an hour, and when I left, I was making 22 and change. But I also decided that's the last time I ever work a job. And then I went and worked another job, which was so stupid. Working another job after that was a big mistake on my part. But I should have focused on my YouTube and what I really love to do, which is to teach people how to save money. But I didn't. I made that mistake, and I shouldn't have, but I did. And now we're back where we are. And then the other one is not just being flat out irresponsible. Flat out irresponsible. The numbers, the statistics of not just the United States, but the world are so bad. Like, they're so bad in everything. Everything. And the older you get, the more dismal it looks, the worse it looks. Like, retirement age people, the average savings is like a year's worth of wages, which is horrible. And people really do just rely on Social Security as their source of income. That's it. That's it. And it's just so dismal. People they're just irresponsible. It's almost like math math doesn't apply to money, but money is a number. So they understand math, but somehow money eludes them as if it's different, and it's not. But there is a responsibility factor. When I was getting out of debt in my early 20s, I took responsibility. That was my mental shift. I took responsibility. I was like, whoa, I really messed that up. And then I set expectations to fix it, and I fixed it in a year and a half. But people who, they're just like, I don't know how I got pregnant. I don't know how that happened. Really? You don't know how that happened? You know how that works, right? Did your parents have that talk with you? And then they have like 3 or 4 kids when they're making no money. Like, this is the most irresponsible thing. That I don't know how people can do that. And then, okay, I can't get into that about the A rates are 1 in 4 people, but we're not going to talk about the A rates. It's an 8-letter word that starts with A and ends with N. 1 out of 4 women have those because of irresponsibility. So not taking responsibility is another thing that keeps people poor. All right, this video is getting way too long, so I'm going to, and it's dismal. Like, the numbers are horrific. I really hope that anybody who's watching this will take a look at the numbers. What is the average retirement savings? What is the average debt? What is the average, whatever, plug it in here and see what it is. And it is so dismal. Rise above it. Rise above it. Take responsibility for your actions. Choose money over things. Make good choices. Take advantage of every opportunity that is given to you, and you can become a millionaire. And, work a second job if you have to. Choose the modest home instead of the luxurious one. Choose the modest car instead of the decked out $50,000 Tesla. Choose something that is within your wage range. Act your wage. There you go. That's what I've got for you, folks. Do what you can with what you've got. Prepper Princess out.